The Philippines has a long history of implementing multi-sectoral programs. The Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition is the latest plan to have been developed, with the National Nutrition Council Secretariat leading and coordinating its formulation. This video was filmed in the Quirino province in the Cagayan Valley region in September 2019.
Quirino province is the youngest and the smallest province in Region 2, with a total population of 196,116. Our province has a functional Provincial Nutrition Committee with our governor as our chairman. The Provincial Nutrition Committee of Quirino Province is composed of different agencies from the local government unit and from the national agencies and non-government organizations. This is a functional, multi-sectoral agency working for nutrition programs.
Quirino has the highest level of stunting in the region and is on the list of 36 provinces prioritized for the first 1,000 days program. We interviewed a wide range of stakeholders in 2 municipalities, Difun and Sagudai, and at the provincial level to understand the experiences and challenges of implementation of a multi-sectoral program for nutrition in this province. Each sector has begun to integrate nutrition-sensitive activities into their own work. This allows sectors to work within their existing remit, but also to collaborate with other sectors.
Our coordination with other sectors, primarily we have this close coordination with the DepEd because we have these DOH programs like giving of deworming during the month of January and July, as well as giving of vitamin A supplementation, the micronutrient supplementation, and of course it is also included the immunization, regular immunization of our grade 1 and grade 7 students.
So we distribute vegetable seedlings, we establish nurseries and backyard gardens. We also restock communal bodies of water with fingerlings as source of fish. Also, for livelihood assistance, we give dispersal, swine dispersal, and also chicken dispersal as well. Being Damao, we represent the agricultural sector, and as we know, agriculture is a very important profession because it feeds a nation. So our role is to produce food, fish, vegetables, and meat for the constituents.
We have the supplemental feeding for daycare center children in the province. That is one among the focus of our office. The supplemental feeding is usually funded by the SWD, but there are supplemental feeding funded by the LGU, and there are those initiated by the parents as their contribution to the program.
Gardens in schools and backyards find pride of place and are mentioned by many as an important strategy to achieve food and nutrition security.
In the Department of Education, we are implementing the Gulayan sa Paaralan in partnership with the Department of Agriculture. Now, in the Gulayan sa Paaralan, that serves as the laboratory of learning of our school children. Aside from that, it gives supplemental food for our school children, especially in the school-based feeding program.
This school garden is a cultural phenomena because even when we were elementary, until we graduated, we maintained a school garden. And this is in support also for the garden in the backyard. We implemented at present with enhancement. The enhancement is the Department of Agriculture in the region and in the province work with us, but they are now in charge of the prizes. Prizes are given to winning schools to improve their tools and equipment, and they are even given a plaque of recognition and cash prizes.
The Philippines is a country that regularly faces climatic disasters, and efforts to address nutrition even in these situations are visible.
Well, of course, firstly, we advocate good nutrition, proper nutrition. And so, as you have heard among my peers in the Municipal Nutrition Council, there is one thing we have in common, and that is advocacy in eating fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and that's why we encourage them to have backyard gardening, because that is the immediate solution if in case there is food scarcity in the community. And so we always tell them, we always inform our barangay constituents that if a disaster strikes before 24 hours, then they have to secure these vegetables, take these vegetables with them if there is a need for them to evacuate. Now, if there is no need for them to evacuate, secure this vegetable, harvest these fruits, and put them in a safe place in the house so that they have something to cook, they have something to eat when it's not safe to go out of their respective homes. And I think it's worth noting that in our evacuation center, we have appropriated or we have designated a breastfeeding corner. So we also have a mother and child room for privacy purposes. We do have a special space for them.
Local leaders in the nutrition-sensitive sectors understand the advantage of bringing sectors together in a multi-sectoral approach, and efforts are made in this direction at various levels.
We don't have actual coordination with agriculture, but as one committee, nutrition committee, during our Nutrition Month celebration, we give our services in that certain nutritionally depressed barangay. Like we are there as a team. For the Department of Agriculture, they give that seedlings, fruit-bearing tree seedlings, and as well as we give also our medical services. Like we give our random blood sugar screening, BP monitoring. So as well as that, we give our deworming also. Deworming, vitamin A supplementation. We incorporate all our health programs during the activity.
Multisectoral is the conglomeration of the group, the DA, the Department of Education, the Nutrition Council, and other agencies of the government, wherein we will work hand in hand to reduce poverty, including the health, maintenance of good health to our school children, particularly in the Department of Education.
The multi-sectoral approach is very important because in this, you can see the participation of each sector, especially that the funding requirements for this nutrition program. Each sector can share a portion of their budget to fund the necessary activities for the nutrition program. So, if this will happen, all the identified problems on nutrition will be addressed.
The MELP Pro, which is the monitoring of local level plan implementation, recognizes and rewards local government units that demonstrate improvements in the nutritional status of women and children. This is also an activity that's undertaken jointly by all sectors.
In the province of Quirino, we conduct monitoring and evaluation of local level plan implementation. We go in the barangay and municipalities as one team with the representative from Agriculture Office, Health Office, Social Welfare and Education, and from the Department of Interior and Local Government, and from our Provincial Planning and Development Office. In this MELP activity, we visit the families and see their actual situation. From that, we also evaluate the municipalities using the MELP form. Through the MELP form, we evaluate the municipalities, the barangays, and the barangay nutrition scholars. The rating taken after the evaluation are interpreted and give meaning to the accomplishment of the municipal nutrition committees. For year 2019, we started implementing the new monitoring and evaluation plan implementation protocol, of which it has a more detailed evaluation system, of which each municipality, barangay, will pass through the standard. With this new MELP tool, we were able to encourage the municipalities, the barangays, and the BNS to improve nutrition program implementation by looking into that all identified undernourished in the barangays and municipalities would be able to improve their nutrition condition. The MELP Pro is being funded by the provincial government and the municipal government. Nutrition program is also a part of many programs in the province, just like the Seal of Good Local Governance, of which in their evaluation, they look into the part of nutrition situation of the province. In here, they look into if the nutrition situation has a decreasing trend or the incidence of malnutrition are being lessened. The Seal of Good Local Governance is the most prestigious award in the Philippines, of which the province of Quirino is now 5 years a passer of the SGLG.
Raising awareness together is one of the mainstays of the Philippines' approach to combating malnutrition. The development of a special radio program and rolling out of a caravan of services are just two initiatives that caught our attention.
Nutrition per se is not considered as hard news by other media outfits, so it doesn't get so much attention compared to other topics like politics, crimes, and the other social issues. So in short, it's not considered as hard news. So what the National Nutrition Council Region 2 did was to top the local media and later formed it as the Balay ni Ifan in the region to become its core group. We were involved in the different nutrition activities and programs and projects by the region. So the objective of the NNC here is to saturate every nook and cranny of the region. So we were tapped by the agency to spearhead different activities. And in that manner, we contribute to the awareness of the people when it comes to understanding and promoting nutrition. The good thing that happened here was we just did not become mere conveyor of nutrition messages, but we became advocates of it. So because of our involvement and engagement with the community, we became the real or the walking billboards of the NNC when it comes to promoting good nutrition in the region. With the different radio programs, we even produce our radio plugs, and we serve as anchors or hosts to our radio programs. And we are very happy with the feedback we are getting in the field, in the community, especially from the listeners, especially the topics that we discuss every now and then.
Aside from our healthy coordination with the municipalities, aside from our resource sharing or resource pooling towards our common goals, we also invite them and join hands with them as we roll out our caravan in which we approach each and every barangay or village and ensure that we properly roll out our nutrition, health, agriculture, and many other programs for the people of Quirino.
As the Philippines rolls out PPAN 2018 to 2025, several challenges were identified and some steps to meet the challenges were also mentioned.
The local government units and the Regional Nutrition Committee are faced of several challenges in the implementation of the Local Nutrition Action Plan and the Regional Nutrition Action Plan, and one of which is the scarcity of resources among local government units. So what we did at the National Nutrition Committee is to really go out to the different municipalities and advocate to the local chief executives to really prioritize nutrition in their agenda. Local planning officers and budget officers are wishing that a executive order would be issued allocating a certain percentage for nutrition program implementation. So this is what we also want to happen.
The budget of our nutrition program is taken mainly from our internal revenue allotment. It has no specific percent allocation, but we have an increasing budget for nutrition program. In our province, most of the women are now empowered. So the 5% allocation for GAD program or the Gender and Development program are utilized for mother and children program.
Another challenge that we are facing is the change of administration due to the local and barangay elections, wherein the incoming local chief executives and barangay officials have different priorities aside from nutrition, and it takes a lot of advocacy to do to be able for nutrition to land in the priorities of the local government units, particularly the local chief executives and the barangay officials. So again, the National Nutrition Council and also the nutrition divisions and units of the local government unit really took time to advocate to these newly elected officials so that nutrition will become a priority of their administration. And also we conducted orientation trainings and workshops and seminars, particularly to barangay officials, so that a nutrition program will be prioritized in their barangays. The next challenge is on the massive use of media and advertisement of infant formula, sugar-sweetened beverages, and the fast foods, so are selling high sodium, high fat, and high calorie foods that has impact negatively on the food choices and preferences of the populace, particularly the young children. So this is where the National Nutrition Council tapped also the Balay ni Ifan to help us promote good nutrition in the region. And also we did several local media placements and distribution of materials to be able to counter these massive media advertisements.
We are following the DepEd order, wherein there are red, there are yellow, and the green foods. Yes, we observed that, and schools are no longer selling the food that are red. And for the yellow, there are some days wherein it can be sell, and more of the foods that are green that are being sold in the canteen.
The Philippines is one of the countries in the ASEAN region faced with the triple burden of malnutrition, stunting, anemia, and rising states of overweight in all population groups. With the advantages of a literate population, an educated workforce, and adequate resources, it's well placed to incorporate lessons from good practice globally into its programs. It's also well placed to achieve targets set by focusing on double duty actions and simultaneously investing in enabling environment.
We learned that with little resources, we have to align our priorities. We needed to make sure that as we achieve productivity in agriculture and try to reduce the incidence of poverty, we can also hit our goals on nutrition and ensure that we have a healthy populace. So by putting these four agendas together, we also put the funds for these four programs together to have more impact as we roll out these efforts.
We hope you've enjoyed this video. To read the full report, please look at our website, ennonline.net.